Thanks for joining us on this second webinar, which is on digital marketing and regulatory compliance. Can they coexist in a regulated pharma market? I will start by introducing our panelists for today. Our first panelist is Prithvi Rohan Kapoor. Our second esteemed panelist is Sukanya Chaudhary. And our third esteemed panelist is Mr. Milind Hardas. We know that today, from a marketing perspective, you put all the pieces together, and regulatory is mostly the last piece that you put together because you're not very sure if you can go ahead and do it. And with that, I will move on to Prithvi. Can you throw some light on what is the perspective, especially from a physician marketing point of view?
So with that, let me get to the point. So as I said, the DCA regulates what? The Magic Remedies Act, very interesting name, regulates how not to do it. And then the UCPMP talks really about how do you do it? What are the positive things you must do? How do you ethically do this? The DCA talks about what? The Magic Remedies Act, it's an interesting name, how not to do it. Don't go about saying I have a magical cure for anything. Nobody has a magical cure for anything. And finally, the UCPMP, which talks about how you must ethically do it, ensuring always that doctors and pharmaceutical companies have the correct incentives. And I think it's a very welcome innovation. So that's essentially the lay of the land.
Now moving on to Sukanya. So what has been your sort of point of view with respect to especially physician marketing?
Physician marketing in India, be it through a digital platform or face-to-face marketing, is governed actually by a defined regulatory framework. Now, undoubtedly, that some of the sections are old, are outdated, definitely needs to be refreshed. But there is a clear recognition that we do need this current regulatory framework to be strengthened, to remove ambiguities, and also to create a better culture of compliance in the country.
Now, moving on to Milind, you have been like in the thick of this pharma marketing for a very, very long time. How do you look at regulations, the compliances and regulatory affairs? How do you look at it?
I would rather tell the perspective of the majority of marketeers. And you have said it, you have showed it so well in one of the slides where you showed a tug of war. So I think it's known thing that marketeers consider regulatory people as a kind of a stumbling block.
With that, we will move to the next point. Do you have a point of view on ethical promotion of drug to physicians on digital especially? Right now we are going through this COVID times, and I'm sure most of the marketeers must be coming back to you with some request or the other saying that we want to use digital, we want to reach out to physicians. What according to you are those red flags that you raise, and where do you think there is a scope wherein even with laws around, you can still sort of make some room for them to do it in the best possible manner?
One thing that we need to be very cognizant of is the website security. Actually, we need to ensure that the website is ring-fenced for use of HCPs or healthcare professionals only, because and there is no access of the lay public to that material, which is totally directed to a healthcare professional. I think the companies also need to be cognizant that some kind of consenting needs to be in place to adhere to the IT laws and the data privacy and kind of laws.
Thanks a lot, Sukanya. I'm going to ask Milind that normally people say that regulatory kills creativity. So how far is that true?
One of the ironies of creativity is creativity thrives on constraints. More are the constraints, greater can be the creativity. So coming to regularity is just like any other constraint. So this constraint actually should, ideally bring best creativity out of the marketeer.
And moving to Sukanya now, are there these kind of situations that come wherein they say that regulatory is actually counterproductive to our innovation or our creativity? And how do you sort of manage those situations? And what is your point of view normally when they come with these kind of requests?
Right. So I think one thing that we all need to recognize, whether it is, that the pharma industry is a highly regulated industry, right? And the pharma marketing practices, the promotional guidances is also regulated compared to the FMCG sector. So I think that is the first conversation when a fresher who comes into the marketing team needs to understand that there are guardrails. We need to be very, very cognizant of them. And this is not about selling an FMCG product. We are talking science, we are talking medicines, we are talking about the health and safety of a patient here. And so we need to give the right balanced information.
Now we are seeing that a lot of these physician-only platforms have started cropping up, especially post-COVID. We have seen that adoption of EHR, telemedicine platforms, and there are already some physician networks and medical journals and medical education sites that are available where physicians can log in. What's your point of view on those?
I think it totally depends upon what kind of information is being transmitted. Obviously also what is the level of security which is involved with some of these platforms. These are essentially technological questions, and I don't think a one-stop shop or one-stop fits all is necessarily the way to go.
Thanks a lot, Prithvi, for that. And moving on to Sukanya. So how do you see this?
Digital promotion and digital marketing is here to stay and grow, right, over the coming years. So at this point, the way I look at it is principally there is no direct restriction which is differentiating digital promotion at this point of time from the physical or face-to-face interactions. And until there is more clarity in the law, keep the basic principles of ethical promotion alive in whatever we do in the digital platform as well.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to all the attendees of this webinar.